morning, CSL Carlsbad.
Good morning.
It's so good to see everyone today. I have to tell you, I love May Gray and June Bloom. It just feels comfortable and cozy. So we come together as one to celebrate the power and the presence of God in our life as our life. And we recognize His presence. We know the sun is always shining within and without. So I invite you to close your eyes as I give an opening spiritual mind treatment. So we come together as one, in this one power, this one presence, in this essence that we call love, that we call light, that's always expressing itself everywhere in its fullest. It is undivided from the whole. It is the essence of good and grace and love and joy and beauty. All the qualities of the divine. And I know that I am one with this power. I am one with the eloquence and the essence of the divine mind. For all that God is, I am. And as I know this is my perfect truth, I know this is the perfect truth for each and every individual here in this room. An individualized expression of the whole. And so we come together this morning to celebrate the grace of God, the love of God, and the joy that resides everywhere in its fullest. I'm grateful that each and every person here opens up their heart, their mind, their soul to hear that message that Reverend DuVivier has today, knowing that there is a nugget in there that each person takes home with them to apply to their personal lives. I know this morning unfolds with divine ease and grace. I'm grateful for each person here who has come to serve to make this morning possible. I'm grateful for the talents of Joe Rathburn as he gives his gifts to our center. And I know that it's all perfect and all in the mind of God as I release my word into the law, knowing that it is done, and so it is.
And so it is.
We are one. We are one. I am you and you are me and we are one. And in this unity we all live in harmony and peace has come, for we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you and you are me and we are one. And in this unity we all live in harmony and peace has come, for we are one. Peace has come, for we are one.
Thank you, Joe. That was beautiful. This is Joe Rathburn, our musician today.
Thank you. Good to be back.
And if you missed our meditation, he actually serenaded us while we meditated this morning, and Kate gave the meditation. It was absolutely beautiful. So the center is based on the knowledge that there is just one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. I would like to ask Maddie to come forward, to come up and light our candles this morning. It's good to see you, Maddie. Please join me in honoring the unifying nature of spiritual thought and experiences as we light the flames of faith, acknowledging all people in all faiths, symbolized by these 6 candles. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the ethical path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for Buddhism, honoring the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as a path of love. And we light the candle for Islam, honoring the path of peace through submission to the will of God. I invite you to take your hand and place it over your heart. Thank you, Maddie. And take a moment and recognize the light within. That light that is always shining. As we honor our metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and a mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. Our statement of truth is, there is a powerful good in the universe and you can use it. The mission of our center is to teach, demonstrate, and inspire a positive spiritual approach to living. And now is the perfect time to make sure that your cell phone is turned off. Our weekly announcements. If this is your first visit to CSL Carlsbad, we want to extend a special warm welcome to you and invite you to sign our guest book. Stay for fellowship and meet a few people, and feel free to ask any questions. I will be around. It's okay to answer them. We are very happy to have you here. And if anyone else is not getting our weekly emails, please sign the guest book again with your updated information. We were closed for 2 years because of the pandemic, and we really want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable now. So if you wear a mask to the grocery store, please feel free to wear your mask here. And let's be sure to ask permission before giving someone a hug. I know I have trouble remembering myself because I love to give hugs, but it's just great to all be together on the same page and to honor each person. Also, I want to suggest that there are chairs in the lobby if anyone would like to sit out there and enjoy the sea breeze and listen to the message. Reverend Maureen continues to recover well from her hip surgery. She's excited about our new project to build a well for a village in Odisha, India. You may remember that she has worked as a volunteer in India, and I can't wait to hear more about that myself. During May, we have 2 community projects going on, and I really want to thank everyone who participated. You make a difference. Special thanks to everyone for your help in supporting interfaith community services and the North County Food Bank during April and May. Sharing is a great spiritual practice, and our next sharing project will be sponsoring a memorial gratitude water well for the village of Odisha. We actually decided that we are going to dedicate the well to our beloved Dr. Jane Claypool. So if you have an opportunity to donate to the well, it would be a beautiful memorial for her and for the CSL Carlsbad as a whole. So sharing of food and money is great, but I really want to thank our volunteers today. Look at these amazing flowers by Pat Zagwin. If you have an opportunity to smell them, they are so fragrant and so amazing. I also want to thank Martha as our greeter today. Angel, who's here every single week serving us. Thank you, Angel. And Larry, our recording master. If anyone would like to join Larry, he could use some assistance and maybe switch it off. All you really have to do is press a button. I'm sorry. Larry will train you. I know nothing about it. I'm sure it's more than that. You know what? It's an art when you make it look easy, Larry. And you make it look easy, so you're an artist. Okay, so the last announcement is to make sure you take your car home with you when you leave, as the parking lot will be locked after we leave. So now, can you please find the group reading inside your program and join me as we read it aloud. God is all, both visible and invisible. One presence, one mind, one power is all. This one that is all is perfect love and perfect abundance. I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with this perfect life, perfect love, and perfect abundance. Let's all stand for our group song.
And today, I'm going to bring a song to you that you've all heard, and I think you can all sing along to. It's by the Beatles. It's called All You Need Is Love. Nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. Here we go. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Do it again. All you need is love. All together now. All you need is love. Everybody. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. 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 She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, 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 yeah. Nice job.
That was wonderful, Joe. Thank you. Affirmative prayer is our spiritual gift to you on Sundays. Just fill out a prayer request form and put it in the prayer box on the welcome table in the lobby. Please make a note if you would like a phone call or email response. Also, I will be here to pray with you, so will Kate and our practitioner, Larry. Talking about Larry,
Yeah, talk a little more about it.
let's talk about Larry. Larry, would you like to come up and give us a reading?
Certainly. I'm getting a reading. It's coming. Here is a very early version of a story that will probably sound familiar to you. But before I begin, I must have this caveat that out of consciousness, you must know that this story was written before the greater public awareness there was of environmental issues and problems we are facing in our country. Otherwise, I could not read this to you, because it would be out of consciousness. It would be in bad consciousness. All right, once upon a time, there was a little freight car loaded with coal that stood on a track in a coal yard. That's C-O-A-L, yard. The little freight car waited for an engine to pull it up the hill, and over the hill, and down the hill to the other side. Because down over the hill in the other side were people in the valley who needed coal from the little freight car to keep them warm this winter. By and by, a great big engine came along, smokestack puffing away, and a bell ringing, ding, ding, ding. Oh, stop, Mr. Big Engine, please, said the little freight car. Pull me up the hill, over the hill, and down to the hill and the people in the valley, so they might have heat for the winter. Oh, but the big engine said, I can't, I'm too busy. And away it went, choo, 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 choo. And the freight car waited again, a long time, till a smaller engine came puffing by. Oh, stop, dear engine, please stop, said the little freight car. But the engine puffed and puffed, said, I can't. You're too heavy. Then away it went, choo, choo, choo. Oh dear, said the little freight car, what shall I do? The people in the valley on the other side will be so cold without my coal. And after a very long time, a little pony engine came along, puffing just as hard as it could, as a little engine could. Oh dear engine, please stop, take me up the hill and over the hill and down the hill to the people on the other side, so that they might have coal for the cold winter coming, said this very patient little freight car. The pony engine stopped right away and said, you're very heavy, and I'm not very big. But I think I can. I'll try. Hitch on. All the way up the hill, the pony engine kept saying, I think I can. 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 And then the hill was steeper and the pony engine had to pull harder and go slower. And all the time it kept saying, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Till it reached the very top and it said, I did it. I did it. I did it. Shoo! It was easy to go down the hill on the other side. Faster and faster and faster. And away they went with the little happy pony saying very fast. And thought, I could. I thought I could. I thought I could. I thought I could. And I did it. And that's it.
Wow, Larry, that was great. Nice dramatic reading. Oh, perfect person. So now I would like to invite our, do you have another song?
Yeah.
Okay, our musician.
This is a tune of mine that I wrote back many years ago, and it's called Anything. Kind of goes along with Larry's story. Like the man who walks the tightrope without a net below, like a paratrooper leaves the plane and yells Geronimo, like the mate of every soldier awaits their safe return the beliefs that any holy one has been inspired to learn. Like the wisdom or the dream to which you cling. With faith like that behind you, you can do anything. Like the prince in Sleeping Beauty, the princess and the frog, a mother and her newborn baby, a young boy and his dog. Like a prisoner loves his freedom, and a cheetah loves the chase. Pessimists love being dreary, optimists the human race. And a sailor loves a steady wind, like a songbird loves to sing. With love like that behind you, you can do anything. Anything you ever want, anything you ever need. The limitations live in your mind. Get rid of those and you will find you surely can do anything. What I'm saying might seem strange to you, the ravings of a loon, like I'm living in some fantasy world, some weird whack cartoon. If you think that world can never be, know that you are right. Because when you keep your blinders on, you keep that vision out of sight. But tomorrow is another day, and whatever it may bring, with a chance like that I'm ready, not afraid of anything. Anything you ever wanted, anything you ever need. The limitations live in your mind. Get rid of those and you will find anything you ever wanted, anything you ever need. The limitations live in your mind. Get rid of those and you will find you surely can, you surely can, you surely can do anything. Anything. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. That was wonderful. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce our spiritual leader and my spiritual sister, Reverend Kate DuVivier.
Shorter. Okay, I'm so glad to be here today, and wow, I hope I can live up to the warm-up acts. Wow, that was such a great song, Joe.
Thank you.
I loved it. And what an amazing reading. I don't know if you know, but I handed that reading to Larry this morning. But I think he's a grandpa, so maybe he's had a little experience. That story actually was an early version of what finally came around as The Little Engine That Could, where they actually were carrying toys instead of coal. But I thought it was interesting to have the early version. What I found out was that early version was printed along with Positive Affirmation by Emile Coué that I have shared before. Every day in every way I'm getting better and better. It was this is a version from like around 1910, which is the time when our teaching of New Thought was just coming into recognition, really. So I thought it was kind of fun to find that. So let's see. Okay, I lowered it, but now I can't see my talk. So the title of my talk today is Believe It or Not. And that seemed like it'd be a good title because we agreed we were going to talk about manifestation during June. So then I sat down to write this talk, and believe it or not, I got so distracted. I started Googling Ripley's Believe It or Not. And look, I'm reading about two-headed snakes and I don't know, things like that. And so, and then I tried again. I was just not really getting there. So I'm telling you this because this is, a demonstration of how we teach to approach problems. So I was struggling. So what I did, because I was trying and it was just like not working. So I called Reverend Dr. Maddie on the phone. Can you do a treatment for me to do my talk? And of course, she's not me. She wasn't struggling. She was like, yes, of course. And she did a prayer, a spiritual mind treatment, easy talk. So afterwards, I was like, oh yeah, it's easy. I'm just going to watch a movie and go to bed and do it tomorrow. And then the next morning, it was way easier to move forward, and I didn't Google Replace Believe It or Not anymore. But the thing is that what I did is I stopped. I let go of that struggle, confused mind I was in, and I looked for help. I asked for prayer treatment from someone else who was not involved in the situation and could see it more clearly. And of course, treatment works because there is one mind in which we all live. So her treatment for me, because I was already accepting it, right? I was accepting it because I had asked for it. So I was seeking my good, and she knew my good. I accepted it. And so I was able to write this talk without struggling. I had shifted my consciousness from a struggling state of mind to a clear state of mind. That's all. Because before, I was thinking, I have a problem. I was clutching that problem. I have a problem. And once I made the request, I had shifted into, I am ready to let go of this problem. I don't want this problem anymore, right? So please know this for me. And she's a woman of great faith, so it was easy for her. Then after the treatment, I was at peace. So then I had a consciousness of peace instead of a consciousness of struggle. And it's a tiny little example of a spiritual practice, which we can all use. So, to be honest, afterwards, when I had let go of the problem, and I was writing, I think maybe the reason why I had a problem was something unconscious. So I was trying to write about why it is that people come to this teaching to begin with. Why do people come here the first time? Why do they pick up a Science of Mind book the first time? And as I was thinking back to myself, my own, I guess, history or whatever, why I was, how did I get to be here today? I think that I was realizing, maybe unconsciously, that even though I had actually been to religious science Sunday school, because religious science is what they used to call Centers for Spiritual Living, I never cared about it or thought about it. You know, I had grown up and, you know, read about other spiritual teachings and metaphysics and gone to Quaker meetings, but it wasn't until my mother started studying to be a minister that I really became interested. And at that time, I was in my mid-30s, married, kids, and my husband and I had a business that was really struggling. It had been promising, but at that time it was really struggling. And I had been reading like Think and Grow Rich and all those kind of positive, you know, business books and take the positive attitude. But when I found out about the ideas of science of mind and what we teach about prosperity, I was inclined to learn more. But I think the thing that was creating the block was I realized, oh, I got involved in this teaching out of selfishness, right? You know, and I think that was the obstacle that I hit when I was trying to write this talk. It's like, oh, it's so wonderful to be here today. I came here because I was a very selfish person. And maybe you are too. Right? That doesn't sound so great. So you know, but let's admit it, you know. At that time, I needed something to help me get through what I was going through. And I had used prayer, you know, I had said the Lord's Prayer like, you know, 100 times in a row or something. But in Science of Mind, I found something that was not magical, it was logical. And it was practical. And it was also inspirational. It's something that for me offered help without requiring any of the, I don't know, like some other spiritual practices. There was nobody you had to worship or nobody you had to give your allegiance to or follow without questioning. Nobody, you know, was telling you do this, do that, no requests for obedience. I was just attracted to this positive spiritual approach to everyday life. And here, in this teaching, I have found specific approaches to solving, or let's say even transcending, everyday problems. So when my mother founded the center back in 1990, I was excited and fully on board, and I did what a lot of you do. I brought cookies and, you know, greeted people and did that kind of service, and it was fun. And I see, looking back, that there was both selfishness and altruism involved. Obviously, I wanted my mother to be happy, and I always want other people to be happy and healthy, of course, but I also was looking for some good for me, for myself. Maybe something that would help my business, or my family, or just my peace of mind. So my question to you, why are you here? Why did you come here today? Why did you come to a center like this for the first time? Did you all come because you didn't want me to feel lonely talking to an empty room? No. Of course not. We all came here seeking our good. So whether it's because you came for inspiration or for prayer treatment or, you know, just to like socialize with other like-minded people who also have this positive approach to living, we all came here seeking our good. So is that selfish? Well, I think it just goes to show that when we receive, we're also giving. And when we're giving, we're also receiving. By coming here wanting to recharge our spiritual batteries, and seeking a connection with our source, and seeking a connection with each other, we're actually part of the manifestation of this experience, right? We all had this idea this morning. We all came together. And because of that shared idea, here we are and we have this. The truth is that what we seek, we find. And obviously it's great to seek the sublime, the transcendent, and the perfect. And it's nice to think of ourselves as being on a beautiful path. But we all know there are challenges on that beautiful path, right? And yet we keep on keeping on. Because each of us arrived on this planet with an intrinsic will to live. And we live and we will live no matter what until we're done here, and then we go on to the next experience, whatever that is. And I'm sure it'll be interesting based on this experience. So we enter life with a will to live. So just think about that. So, if you just remember looking at a baby and being aware of how they grow and develop, it is amazing and beautiful, and we all recognize that each child is so unique and obviously perfect. Even if they're missing a toe or something, they're perfect, right? Even if they have a little hole in their heart, we don't care. We know the truth that they are perfect, whole, and complete. We see that essential perfection in expression, so clear, without any interference. And the truth is that newborns bring this perfection with them as them. So, speaking to the grown-ups in the audience, what changes? What changes in how we look at ourselves and each other as we grow and age? What's going on? Why don't we always see each other as being so perfect anymore? It's not just politicians and pundits that say nasty things about other people. It can seem like criticism and judgment and just plain old meanness is widespread. We find it. Not everywhere, but a lot of places. And it can be overwhelming, and some of us do get overwhelmed. And most of us get a little overwhelmed, maybe not overwhelmingly overwhelmed, but somewhat overwhelmed. So that's why I wanted to talk about trains, because we're not so invested in the idea of what's going on with a train as we are with what's going on in our own life. So if you think about a train, trains go on tracks, right? And if you think about, let's say we're thinking about a model train, because I don't know enough about real trains to really talk about them that much. But if you think about a model train and the trains go around on a track, and you have little controllers where you can make them go fast or slow, and you can, the big stations even build little roundhouses so they can turn their trains around, or the little ones like real kids have, they just pick up the train and flop it the other direction. But you can set up the tracks to go around and around, or to go up and down, and as long as you lay out the track sensibly without too tight curves or make the grades too steep, then the train works great. But if you make it go too fast, it can actually fly off the track, right? It can get off track. And what do? Pick it up, put it back on the track. So in that way, our lives are a little bit like a model train on a track. You know, people have limits, and if we go too fast, we can fly off the track. But we can get back on track. You know, and some toy trains are super sturdy, right? A Lionel train or a little wooden train. And others are pretty delicate. We need to know what we're like. Kind of a train are you? Are you a sturdy Lionel train, or are you one of those little cute little ones that you get? Because they're all great, right? Now here's the question. Do you think it's okay for a kid or a train hobbyist to have a model train that is not broken? Do you think it's okay for them to have a train that's in good condition? Is it okay? Is it even desirable to have a train set or toy or anything at all? If you don't like trains, then I don't know. Anything you can think of. A coffee pot that is not broken, that is in good condition. Yeah, right? I think we all agree, of course. Do you think it's okay for a baby to grow up well cared for and loved and to have everything they need? Is it desirable? Yes, of course. Of course, it's okay for a baby to be well cared for and loved and have everything they need. Okay, so here's the question I'm leading to. What about you? Is it okay for you to have everything you need? Is it okay for you to not be broken, but to feel healthy and well and loved and have everything you need? Is it desirable for you to have this good too? Or is it just selfish, self-centered, egotistical, greedy, or self-serving? What do you think? Do you deserve a happy life? Are you worthy of it? So what happens between being a baby and being an adult? Is there really any shift? Isn't each person, whether they're, 2 or 12 or 20 or 80, still perfect, whole, and complete? Of course, the answer is yes, right? I mean, that's what we're doing here today. The answer is yes, but it's more than just yes, it's okay. The fact is we've got to do it. We've got to learn to allow ourselves to do it. We've got to learn how to do it, and we've got to learn how to accept it. How to actually accept more good in our lives, and how to give ourselves permission to seek more and more good. So when we all woke up this morning and each of us thought, well, I guess I'd like to go to CSL Carlsbad this morning, we brought this experience into beingness. We manifested it. And that's also going to be true for people who are going to watch this talk on Facebook later. They're going to make a decision. They'd like to hear what we're about and turn it on. So they're going to manifest that experience through seeking it. So seek and you will find. This is the deep reality about manifestation that I wanted to talk about today. The very beginning of it all is recognizing that you are worthy of good. Recognize that it's okay to seek your good. Then we can move on to the how to do it. How do we use the power of thought to change our experience? Because the superficial experiences, the day-to-day experiences, don't always seem to line up with our higher good. I want to lose weight. Well, I've wanted to lose weight for years, but I never do. I don't know. Why isn't that lining up? Someone else wants to have a better paying job, but they don't have a better paying job. You know, one time I wanted to go to the store, but the power went off and the garage door opener wouldn't work. You know, just the tiniest little things happen, and then the big things happen. People all want to feel healthy, but sometimes they don't feel healthy. You know, big things can happen in our lives. And the thing is, although I think it's safe to say we all have unwanted conditions in our lives that we would like to see change, the important thing to recognize to begin with is these are simply unwanted conditions. They're unwanted and they're transitory. They're specific manifestations that may not actually be an indication of the truth about ourselves. It's just like what's happening today. So our theme for this month is fabulous manifesting, and not every manifestation is fabulous. So I admit, negative, unwanted stuff happens. But it happens more often when we're feeling undeserving, or distracted, or confused, or overwhelmed. And likewise, positive, fabulous stuff happens more often when we feel deserving, aware of our good, mindful of the truth, and have a sense of clarity or purpose. So, I don't know about your individual background, but I suppose, like me, you probably have some unconscious blocks that might interfere with your, sense of ease, of seeking your good. And so I really wanted to just bring that up today. Look at that. The fact is, it's not just desirable for you to live a life of abundant good. It's actually the purpose of living. You know, what we know is that there's only one thing, the thing itself, spirit. And when we think of it as being far off, it's easy to think of us as being unworthy. But when we recognize that each of us is an individualized expression of spirit itself, that each of us brings this perfection when we come into this life, then it's easier to see what is the business of living. The good we visualize, the good we accept and enjoy, is the good that comes into our shared world, not just our own world. You know, I might have come to Science of Mind out of some need, and we have a nice name for that. We call it divine discontent, right? Because we don't really want to call it a kick in the you-know-what, right? But so we call it divine discontent. Sometimes we're seeking our good because of divine discontent. Other times we're seeking our good because we really feel that oneness and we're really feeling inspired. Whatever it is, let's seek our good. We might as well, because we're going to move forward in life one way or the other. In fact, every step we take, physical or mental, every step we take and every thought we take is actually sacred, because in our lives we're always using the power for good, the thing itself. That's what we have. It is that life welling up within us constantly, but we're at choice, right? We're free. We can think whatever we want. We can allow ourselves to be influenced by other people's criticisms and judgments, or we can think that things that might have happened to us that were unfortunate or damaging actually affected that perfection within, but they don't. Things, experiences don't change that. They are conditions. So we live in the external world, and we also live in the deeper reality of the thing itself. Believe it or not, right? Believe it or not, that's what's happening. We're always manifesting our lives through the use of the underlying power of good, because good is all there is. My good is my God. My God is my good. But I'm at choice. We're all at choice. We can think whatever we want, and our thoughts will have consequences. So unconscious thoughts have unexpected consequences. Random thoughts have random consequences. Negative thoughts have negative consequences. And fabulous thoughts have fabulous consequences, right? But whatever you're experiencing in your life, recognize that, just because something happened that you didn't like, it's not about blaming yourself. That's not what it's about, or blaming others. It's about healing the experience. And healing the experience always means going back to the truth. In our practitioner training and in our classes, we teach that healing is actually a process of revealing, of letting go what seems to be and knowing what is. So, if you call them consequences or conditions or manifestations, whatever you want to call them, the very first step is to decide that you are worthy, and then to decide what you want. Even if it is only the ability to make a decision, to be willing. I want to be able to decide. I want to have clarity of mind. That's the beginning of experiencing fabulous manifestations. Decide you are worthy. Let go of the thoughts about yourself that hold you back. Believe it or not, you can make new decisions right now and every day. And you can experience fabulous new experiences in your life. So decide to be happy. Decide to be rich. Decide to be healthy. Decide to be successful. Decide to have friends, to be lovable, loving, and loved, to be creative. Decide to decide for yourself. We're not the same. We don't need to make the same decisions. We need to seek our own personal good, because each of us is an individual. We're not a big blob of humanity at all. We are all individualized expressions of the divine. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. So I just want to encourage you all to take that affirmation from the little train that could. And know the truth and say to yourself, when you face any obstacle or any challenge, I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. And so it is.
Wonderful as usual. Well, I manifested this song a while back. I think maybe before, or just around the last time I played here. So you might have heard it, But just sing along. If I only wrote one song, just a little bit of poetry, set the music with a melody, so that everyone could sing along, I would make it a good song, with a catchy little clever rhyme, so that everyone could pass some time to a rhythm that was good would have a message for people who could hear it, and it would have a meaning deep and wide, and it would have a lot of soul to lift your spirit and bring out all the love that you hold inside. Come on now, look in the mirror. What do you see? Do you love that person same as me? If the answer's no, what can we do? Let the power of love get through to you. And if the answer's yes, that's okay. Spread the love around all day. And if you spread it with a song, then everyone will sing along. Sing along, that's your part. Sing along. Sing along. Sing along. 'Cause I've only got one life. I want to live as a caring soul. Ain't nobody who can play my role. I'm a Swiss Army knife. Let me cut to the chase now. I'll put your shoes on and walk a mile, just to see if I can make you smile. 'Cause I want to get through somehow. That the song has a message for people who will hear it, and it has a meaning so deep and wide. And if you let it touch your soul, it can lift your spirit and bring out all the love that you hold inside. Come on now, look in the mirror. What do you see? Do you love that person the same as me? If the answer's no, what can we do? Let the power of love get through to you. And if the answer's yes, that's okay. Spread that love around all day. And if you spread it with a song, then everyone will sing along. Sing along. Sing along. Come on now. Sing along. Sing along. We can't hate when we sing together. We can't fight when we're clapping hands. You can't make war when you're making music. Everybody understands. We can't hate, sing along. When we're making music, sing along. We can't fight, sing along. When we're clapping hands, sing along. Can't make war, sing along. When we're making music, sing along. Everybody understands. Come on. We can't hate, sing along. When we sing together, sing along. We can't fight, sing along. When we're clapping hands, sing along. You can't make war when you're making music. Everybody understands. Won't quit till everybody understands. Won't quit till everybody understands. Won't quit till everybody understands. Thank you very much. Thanks for clapping along. It really helps. And singing.
Okay, that is another fabulous song. Thanks so much, Joe. And let's see, now is our time when we're going to have conscious giving with song. So I just want to declare and know that there is a power for good, and it is everything that there is, and right now it is the law of circulation in action as we give and as we receive, as I know on behalf of each and every person here today that there is greater prosperity and abundance in their lives, in our lives, in every aspect of living, from health to relationships to finances. There is good for us. There is abundance for us. I know it. I give thanks for the sharing of good. And I turn it over to Spirit, knowing, yes, it is done, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I so grateful for all that I am. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you, everyone. Like Reverend Lori said, we are having a new project of building a well in India, and so there's a little box on the table in the lobby if you want to make a donation to that project. And also, it's right next to our prayer treatment box if you would like to fill out a prayer treatment request. And if you want someone to call you or email you, please add your phone number or email. If you want to call, let us know a good time. And now what I'm going to do is just give a closing prayer treatment, and then we'll have our song, which is on the back of your programs. And then everyone is invited to stay for fellowship and just have a cup of coffee and a cookie. So, looking forward to the good. I invite you to just close your eyes for a moment if you so choose and know the truth that there is only Spirit. There is always Spirit. Spirit is eternal, all-knowing, all-powerful, everywhere, all the time, forever. And in it, we live and have our being. And since there is nothing else but Spirit, then that means each of us is Spirit, individualized. And as such, understanding this is the truth, then I understand that I can make this claim on behalf of each and every person here, knowing that Spirit always says yes. And so I claim more good, more self-love, more love of life. I claim more prosperity, happiness, joy, and love for each and every person. I claim that whatever they may be going through, any type of a healing that they may feel a need for, Spirit says yes, and the truth is now revealed. And new expressions, new manifestations, beautiful good now comes into expression in the lives of each and every person here. I know that there is good for us. And I get out of my own way. I clear my mind, and I know this absolutely, clearly, and faithfully with full belief that this good is the truth. It is the deep inner truth. And this deep inner truth is now in full expression. No matter what seems to be, I know what really is. Good is here and now. Knowing this, I give thanks. And I let go of any need to control. As I turn this over to the mind of Spirit itself, knowing that Spirit always says yes, and invite you to join me in saying, and so it is.